Hello! Welcome to Slice and Dice. My name is Harley. I've been playing this game about a month on mobile, but there's a Steam release now, so let's see if we can make our way through some dungeons. Just gonna start out on hard because I feel like I know what I'm doing at this point, but we'll see. So on hard, you have to pick a thing that makes everything worse for you. I don't particularly like having fewer rerolls. Monster hit points, having an extra one, doesn't seem like a terrible deal. Top blank feels annoying. Inherently, I'm not sure why monster hit points is worth 5 bads and top blank is just 4. I guess we'll figure it out by seeing how bad this gets. I've never played this on PC before, so I'm gonna have all these tutorial pop-ups, so I'm gonna be too lazy. Oh wait. We're just gonna skip all of them. It was easy. Nobody's dying, but I have all these tier 1 heroes that don't do very much, and whoa. I can right click with a mouse. That's exciting. And I'm not entirely sure if they can stand up to anything. See, like this lazy only has 2 moves total, so grabbing a nice shield that's the best he can do to take some of the heat off of this defender might be useful. I would ideally do more than 1 damage, but we'll see. There we go. And see, I've kind of played myself because I have what looks like more shields than I'm going to need, but that's alright. Give it to the guy with the fewest hit points. And this is all garbage, so we're going to keep rolling. And my lazy is doing the best thing he can. Ideally, I get a 2 damage to finish this guy off, and I did. It's almost like I planned it. And now I got a couple people taking 1 hit point. That's not much. Really, this wolf didn't know who he's messing with. Give me a 2. That's worth taking just because he can't do more damage than that, and there's a chance the wolf will run away if I get him down to 1. That's not exactly how the math of running away works, but I don't feel like counting how many hearts I have. Yes, please leave. Look, I'm incredible. So now I get to upgrade one of my guys to something slightly better. My defender could become an armor. I really do like the armor because this boost, essentially, is very helpful for certain types of other dice. I do like the Guardian as well. I feel like I always get very consistent shielding happening. Plus, I like the fork. And it doesn't actually matter which one of these I pick because they're both replacing a defender, so it's gonna go with the one that sets me up for boosting because boosting is always very fun. Go ahead and grab this giant shield. Hopefully I can get another crossbow next time and kill that archer, but we'll see. Archers are a bit annoying because they're hanging out in the back line, which is where they belong, being a ranged attacker, but it means I can't do any damage to them unless I also have ranged or I kill everybody else. I think I'm actually going to take this shield and try to get something better out of my armor, like a boost. I can use this shield to make sure my thief lives, which means that I can get a little bit more interesting with what the armor does. I'm trying to decide if a 3 damage heavy is worth it. That would have to attack the goblin because he has the most hit points. Which would mean that I would not be killing the goblin. I would just be hurting him a little bit. I think I'm going to keep rolling that, but I will keep the lazy shield just because the odds of me getting his one other face that does anything, 1 in 6, not great. finish you off just so I can clearly see who is taking damage. This shield has cleave, which means I can shield all 3 of these guys for 1, which is very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and match those damages exactly so neither one of them takes anything, and go ahead and kill this rat, which I should have done first because it would have shown me exactly who is taking damage, but it's alright. I'm too lazy to use the undo button for 1 hit point at this point of the game. Also, I finally noticed that this rat does in fact have an extra hit point. I've not been paying much attention. That's just the curse that I picked at the start. I'll go ahead and grab the boost. It turned out being not particularly helpful because watch this. The goblin's gonna run away like a coward because he was alone. That's just what goblins do. I don't like either of these items. They're only tier 1 items. That's no excuse for being such garbage. Corset replacing the left side, which is typically the best side that you have, just to get a +1 in the middle does not seem good to me. I don't think I've ever picked that item. Why decrease my odds of doing anything at all just for a mere +1? Seems low. I guess I'll take the 1 hit point rather than gamble with a random, who here is the squishiest. Let's go with lazy. Why not? Alright, so we got a boost again. We could take this shield. It's his best shield. Might as well grab it. The defender's mostly just good at doing his job, which is defending, obviously. So at this point we can do, what is that, 7 damage? 5, this, and I miscounted, but that's fine. This X means the boar has to be hit with a singular attack to do that damage. If he had 2 hearts and I hit him with a 2, it would still only do 1 damage. So this isn't the worst state to be in. I'm taking some damage, but I got the boar down to where he will die. And then I can attack these archers with literally anything because the back line will become the front line, essentially. Might as well just grab that to kill the boar. If I take these 2 things, I know I can kill 1 archer, which means I can save my fighter because this guy's attacking orange. I'm gonna go ahead and take damage, see what happens, and that's all that's going to happen. Oops. Order is important. He might run away. Sure did. Now I have a bit of an interesting choice. With this hero layout, I can't do a ton of things to protect against pain. Pain means that I can do damage but also take that same amount of damage, so sometimes that can be very good because attacks with pain tend to have very high numbers, but they have very high numbers, which means you're taking very high damage. There are things around that, but like I was saying, 2 gray heroes tend to not be good at allowing you to mitigate that. So I kind of want to take the Trapper just for that reason alone, but the Trapper's a little bit low on damage. We can see that he's got this thing, which is wonderful if you roll it, but it's also just 1 on its own, and this, which is a little bit awesome, but only under specific circumstances. You have to have enemies with fewer than 4 hit points, or fewer than 5 technically, to do anything at all. It's wonderful when you're in that state, and might as well be an X if you're not in that state. And then he's got 2 dodges, which is pretty cool, but low output sometimes. But that being said, I can't do anything to keep the Berserker alive, so I'm actually going to take the Trapper. I do love boost. Nobody's dying this round, so I can be as aggressive as I feel like being. I'm not gonna bother counting this. Let's just see. Yeah. I'm okay with just killing the little wolf. The biggest issue with the alpha is that he can summon wolves, which can spiral out of control very quickly. Luckily, I don't think that's gonna be a problem right this time. Okay, I've done something foolish here. I was a little bit too aggressive. Now I have to waste this boost on that guy just for that 1 shield. I don't want my lazy to die because 1, he absorbs damage, but 2, he also does have a 2 in 6 chance of doing something useful, which is much better than a dead hero. He's not doing it this time, but you know, we take what we can get. And the shield is completely pointless, but I'm going to use it anyway. That's the alpha dead. So I need to do 7 damage to him. I can do 4. That would be 5. Let's keep rolling. I also just realized that that was the wrong die to keep rolling for. But I can headshot the wolf, and we can see that the headhunter thing is pretty useful when you have it at the right time. So a +1 to the right side can be pretty awesome. I do like it here. That's appealing. A +2 shield / boost on damage is very nice. Faint Halo, on the other hand, 1 max hit point whenever you save a hero. That's also a heal. This game's a little bit confusing sometimes when it says max hit point versus if you actually get health back for that. I believe this one does. But I can't resist putting this on the armor. +2 boost. Too good to skip. I wonder if I can put that here on the trapper's headshot. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this giant shield though to protect my fighter. I can see that he's being killed by 2 poison, so ideally I get rid of the snake because I don't have much to do with poison. Much to do about poison, I mean. So that's 4 damage, he's got 6. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this because I believe with vulnerable that will work out. And that'll definitely work out. I say, still not doing the math. And then I can use this 2 damage on the Slimer. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this giant shield on my fighter because if the defender takes some damage, I don't really care. Take that. Nobody's dying. I'm not gonna grab shields when I could get something better. This is pretty good. So the Slimelet got summoned, but won't do anything until next turn. It's got a decent chance of doing exactly nothing, and he's running away anyway, so who cares? I kind of like both of these heroes that I'm being offered, and they're replacing different ones, so we can see that the fighter could become a brute or the lazy could become a gladiator. Lazy kind of underperforms, as I'm sure you've noticed. He's great when he fires, but, you know, 1 in 6 chance of doing damage and 1 in 6 chance of having a shield is pretty low. So I'm very tempted to pick the gladiator solely for that reason of getting a little bit more consistency. Also, I really do like engage. It makes me feel very smart when I can actually use it. 2 damage to enemies with full being doubled. That means I can kill a skeleton or a spider or... oh, I guess I can't this time because we have the enemies with +1 hit point. Still kind of worth it in my opinion. I do like anything that doubles, makes me very happy. On the other hand, the brute does have this stun, which is very useful. Basically turning off an enemy and making them not able to do an action sometimes is better than anything else you could do. Just making them not do whatever they think they're gonna do. Fortunately, he only has 8 hit points, and you have to have more than, essentially, or equal to. I think I will take the gladiator just to get rid of lazy. And then I'll give the fighter that t-shirt. It's a little bit of a hand-me-down, but he's not going to complain. So something concerning about the ogre is that both of these yellow pips, or both of these yellow hearts I should say, give him +1 pip to all sides this fight. So as you do damage to him, he actually does more damage to you. These stomps are starting at 1, but at the end, they'd be 3s. Considering the fact that all of his attacks are cleaves, 1 damage to all enemies, 2 damage to everyone who's in that, so he's hitting 3 guys. That can add up very quickly and be very hard to defend. So I like to kind of take him slow. Is this going to kill the militia though? If I do 4 damage to you. Yep. So my militia guy's dead already, and I can not even worry about the fact that I could shield the fighter for 5 and he'd just leave. Either way, actually, he's going to take 2 die. How much damage could I do to the ogre? If I do 6 damage to him, he'd be at 5, so that's not enough to headshot and kill him. Assuming I just counted that correctly. Which, who knows? I think I'm going to, stick with the original idea of just killing the militia and trying to get some damage out of these die. Alright. And I'm actually going to hold this because, again, if I hit, now these 3 guys are taking 3 damage, and if I just chill for a moment, I can not take that much damage. It's a little bit cautious, but I think it's worth it. I'm gonna not grab that just yet. Let's see if we can do better. We did not. We got exactly the same thing. See, now I'm taking a bunch of damage, but he is getting pretty low. I'll go ahead and shield my fighter. Actually, I'll shield the defender. Nothing I did mattered because he ran away. Okay, now we have some interesting choices. Normally the wrist blade would be a for sure between these two, but I don't have a healer with this team setup, so I kinda am thinking maybe heart, but let's look at it. Double use is pretty cool because you use it twice, which is very nice for certain enemies. The gravestone thing and the slate and the boar, everything. Oh, hey, this guy. The slate, once again, having those annoying X's that have to be removed individually. The wrist blade hits twice, so wrist blade can actually account for 2 of those, which is very nice to just be able to do that, as opposed to every other face, which is just going to be able to do 1 at maximum. But this has heal 3 and cleanse for 3, which is pretty cool because I don't have a healer. So healing 3, cleansing 3 could go pretty cleanly over the defender's shielding 2, or maybe the trapper's dodge. I don't think we've actually seen either of these faces land, which is completely meaningless. There's no statistical meaning to that. It's just a 1 in 6 chance for either of them. But does make me, in the back of my lizard brain, kind of wonder if I should not do that. Well, maybe that face is cursed. Maybe the die's weighted. If I grab wrist blade, the most I could ever have is a 1 in 6 chance of rolling it, because at the moment, I only have those 3 singular blanks that I could replace onto. It would give my defender the ability to do 2 damage on a singular roll, which is kind of nice on its own. My defender is very heavy on maybe getting the shield and maybe not being very helpful at all. These 3 faces here that all have 1 pip, kind of garbage in my mind. Let's be offensive, why not? Talked myself into making mistakes. So nobody's dying, but there is 2 batches of 2 poison going out, which is very frustrating because I can't do anything about poison. I guess both of the items I was just offered were relevant to this specific fight. I didn't even think of that. I'm gonna go ahead and dodge. I think that dodges the poison as well. I'm gonna grab the thing that does directly help my situation with this slate. I'm wondering if I can do anything better with the hammer and the engage. The problem with the hammer, I have to hit the heaviest, or like the guy with the most hit points, and engage, they have to have full. All these guys are starting at the same number, so I can't use both of them on the same thing to their full effect. I was hoping I could kill a snake, but I don't think I can with what I have. What I have being not even just what I did roll, but what I could roll. Half killing a snake is appealing to me, even if that's not the best move technically. Okay. Okay, good. He did in fact dodge the poison. So nobody got poisoned this turn, which is pretty good. Because again, I can't do anything about poison other than die. So now if I don't do something about this snake, I'm going to lose my armor. Pretty much. Because 2 poison incoming, can't do anything about it. I don't have any heals at all. Actually, yeah, if I don't do something about this snake, I lose my armor. So this would be 1 and then 4. So it's a nice 5. I would need 1 extra damage. Go ahead and grab that. It feels wrong, but I'm going to do it. And then if this guy's going to be attacking the slate, a 1 pip is just as good as anything else. Let's see if the gladiator can do a non-zero amount of damage. Sure can. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because the slate... I was wondering if I could use the hammer against the slate and do more damage, but of course I cannot. The slate is only ever going to take 1 damage per hit. And he's going to run away, even though he could have probably killed one of my guys. Let's not tell him that. So I can either upgrade my defender with the guy who's just a defender but a little bit better. Of course, then I couldn't use the wrist blade on him, but hey, better than the defender. Or the fighter with the guy who's just a fighter but better. I'm feeling a little bit low on damage, so I think I'm going to go ahead and convert my fighter to a soldier. Also, then I can leave the wrist blade where it is and not have to think anything. Let's go ahead and put the... Well, he's got a self-shield. Let's stick it on the soldier. 2 of the gladiator's things will shield himself, which I think is probably about as good as having an extra heart, maybe better. I think this is the first mini-boss, if we can call it that. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I can kill the slimelet with it. It feels a little bit wrong, but hey, the slimelet's going to do 3 damage to me if I don't, so might as well fix that problem. I keep forgetting which way to click on these dice. I'm so used to pressing and long pressing. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. This guy's going to do 3 damage to 3 of my units. It's a little bit hard to see. Guess I could use this. Honestly, this view confuses me. There's too much movement, too many colors. So I try not to hit that button. I like doing 3 damage. So we're about to have a bit of a problem because this makes another Slimer. Who here do I love the most? I'm gonna say my queen. So is that already enough damage? 1, 3, 4. Yes, I can kill the slime queen. Are you going to kill anyone? Yes. I will grab this shield, and I'll go ahead and take this hammer, and that should do pretty well. I really do like vulnerable when it works out like that. When it doesn't, when it's just not enough, it's no use, but when it works out like that, very good feeling. Let's see, so I can do 2 damage with this against the Slimer. The top Slimer, I mean. I need you 4 damage. Well, that plus that is 4 damage against that guy. Pretty happy with that. Let's see if we can do anything about the top one. Okay. I've already forgotten what I said. I am dumb. What did I just do? He had 5, not 4. Uh-oh. If I do this... Okay, that was pretty cool. Okay. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Which one of you do I love the most? Let's go with you, just because I don't like 2 hearts when I can avoid it. Slime Queen fights are always a little bit annoying just because they never seem to end, but I think I just got enough to end this. Hang on. Let's not spend a single moment thinking about anything and just go for it. Yep, that was great. I don't understand what a door is. Oh, it unlocks shortcut mode. Okay. I remember seeing that achievement a month ago on mobile and not knowing what the hell the door was, but it's literally just being a little bit flowery about the fact that I've unlocked shortcut mode. I understand now. Hissing Ring is possibly the best. This is not amazingly helpful, but let's think about it just in case. Death Wish ×2 if you're dying this turn. Hey, a 4 boost sounds incredible, actually. But Hissing Ring, very good. I currently don't have poison, and Hissing Ring is guaranteed poison. Poison kind of slaps. The ability to do poison, especially on certain bosses, kind of critical. So, arguably a direct upgrade for the Gladiator, not even a thought in my head. Going from 1 or 2 damage to 2 always, but also it does poison, that's perfect. Okay. Zombie, if we can do 4 damage to him, he dies immediately regardless of how many hit points he has. 4 damage in a single hit, sorry. So ideally we know how to do that. The only ways, if we get this on the opening turn, we can do it. Or if we get this 3 plus a boost, or one of the 2s and the double boost. So we have a few avenues there. Oh, possibly vulnerable, and a 3 would also cut it. And by possibly, I mean that would also cut it. Failing that, he's gonna do a bunch of poison and a bunch of cleave damage with these forks, neither of which are things I like. Don't love the sniper having a full 4 hit points, but it's my own fault. We'll see what happens. Okay, the zombie's dead. Kind of want the trapper to just go ahead and dodge, but let's look again. Yeah, 5 damage that I can't do anything about. Let's go ahead and be chickens. What's your best thing? A 3? Let's try for better. I'm gonna go ahead and take that shield though. Got it. And you know what? Let's be cautious. This is gonna be pretty good. Defensive turn, and I get rid of that zombie. I was looking at the bones to see which one I could shield for betters, and it doesn't matter. Look, I took no damage this turn and killed that guy, and the bone's half dead. Incredible. I love it. I'm gonna kill the bones. I'm gonna kill both bones. And then just hit the sniper, I guess. You see how I did that all out of order because I kind of got confused? Wait a minute. I forgot the bones were going to do so much damage to the sniper. We win. Ooh, I've been offered the Guardian again? Interesting. But I do so love the Monk. The Monk is very fun to play. I feel like sometimes he's not particularly useful, but this redirect, basically taking all the damage that someone's going to get onto the Monk instead and shielding the Monk for 3, sometimes is perfect, sometimes just turns the Monk into, I don't know, the stereotypical trope of jumping in front of someone who's getting shot so that you die instead. Cleanse, we talked about that before. This removes poison or other things like weaken, petrify, or inflicted. And then Shield 1 Repel. Very fun if someone's getting hit by a bunch of different guys. You can just slap this Shield 1 Repel on them. Every enemy gets hit. You do only get 1 shield, but doing a whole bunch of singular damages to a bunch of enemies is very fun, makes me feel very smart. But again, sometimes it's complete crap. If the enemies have thorns, like this imp does, I believe you take the damage from each enemy that you hit that had that on-hit passive, so you can actually get yourself killed with it. But I like the monk and I like cleanse. I don't like being 30. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So once again, if I get a 5 shield, then I can just make the militia run away. Or I can just beat the crap out of him like I did last time. Whichever. So this isn't enough to kill anyone, but it's nice to have that turn 1. This hammer has to go to anyone other than the imp, actually. It looks like they're all the same. This will save my trapper. Yeah, and it looks like the monk won't even die for it. Let's go ahead and re-roll. Let me think about that again. Yeah, I should be able to kill whoever I feel like with these two together. Oh, and then I should be able to kill the imp with that. Let's actually put some of that into play. I'm gonna get rid of you. The imp's gonna do 1 damage, but I don't care, he's dead. And there we go, I cleaned up some of the damage the trapper was taking. Monk's fine. And I'm only getting hit from 2 sources. So if I can get 5 shield onto that guy, I'm in a good state. Here, I'll take these. Remember when I was saying that shield thing? It's not gonna happen. But I can repeat this tack again and just say that guy's dead. Gonna go ahead and do 5 damage to you. And shield my trapper. Poison this late is kind of not helpful. My soldier's being attacked from 2 sources, so this is, in my mind, kind of decent. I can actually boost it, I believe. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that 2. And I think that that means I can kill possibly everyone. Hang on. It did boost everyone. Oh, only 2 of them take that. If I win. Sometimes counting is very difficult, but I usually get there in the end. Glyph of Purity. So cleanse the top and bottom sides, pretty nice. Shining Bow, range to all damage sides. Ooh, that's also very nice. That here would be pretty great, honestly, being able to use the engage and the poison at range. Pretty cool. Glyph of Purity, I could stick it here. Cleansing Cleave, pretty awesome. I'm not 100% sure how that works on the redirect. I'm pretty sure it would cleanse the guy I apply it to, and the monk would not get cleansed. I don't know why I'm... Of course I want range. So this Wiz is trying to summon a whole bunch of bones. That can get out of hand very quickly, but if I do 3 damage to him, he'll actually just be stunned, and he won't do anything. I'm going to grab the big shield to make sure my gladiator lives, and honestly just throw the rest of this out the window. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. I wonder if vulnerable applies when these fanatics do their self-harm. These guys are all trying to hit me, but they're going to hit with pain. We can see they're taking these yellow hearts. they're dumb. One tactic with them is basically just to outlast them. If you use enough shields, they will kill themselves. They can't help it. Of course, you can also just do damage to them like normal, or some combination of the two. Let's see. Okay, if he... The answer was no. It did not stack. I'm going to do that, and that didn't help as much as I wanted it to, but yeah, whatever. Whack. So this fanatic's pretty much toast for next time. He literally can't help killing himself. If I kill him first, then I'm in an even better position because he's going to do 8 damage, which I don't love. So I'll go ahead and grab that. Hey, nobody dies this turn, but 2 bones will be summoned. If I grab this, I can make sure my trapper takes no damage. Okay, the Wiz is also going to die because this has the range thanks to my magic bow or whatever. Okay. You die. You die. And you get double stabbed. I'm gonna go ahead and dodge that. And that shield is just extraneous. Yeah, you can run away. Alright, the veteran. So just the better version of the soldier. Or the assassin, who's just kind of like... Well, nothing like the trapper, I guess, actually. Come to think of it. You do have the same dodge, but no headshot, and instead you get this, which is cruel. I do like cruel, again, when it's useful. When it's not, it's still 4 damage in this case, which is very nice. These bows are both engaged, strongly leaning towards the assassin. The assassin's definitely more fun. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the assassin. And I don't need to move any items around. Let's get going. So the Rotten's very frustrating because he has Plague. All heroes get -1 max hit point at the end of each turn, minimum 1. So this can make stuff turn south very, very quickly. Basically a war of attrition. And you're gonna lose it. But I can do 6 damage right out the gate with that. Kind of like that. Is anyone getting hit by the same guy? No. I was checking for that to see if Repel would be useful. It still is, but actually I can use Repel plus the Engage thing to get rid of either bones. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just to make that happen. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to attack this bones with it because when he dies, he'll do 1 damage to the 2 guys around him. I've already forgotten the top. See, they both took 1 damage. I'm then going to go ahead and use Cruel here. It doesn't really matter. Actually, those are both just 4 damage. And then go ahead and stab the Rotten. The only thing that would arguably be better here is the Hissing Ring attack to get the poison on the Rotten. I'm going to go ahead and try for it. This Engage bow is sufficient to do damage to the bones. Well, he also has a poison chance. And a 4 damage here. I don't feel great about that. Okay, we're gonna keep that. Nobody's dying, but I can avoid the 3 damage here. I don't love what's about to happen with this, but it's arguably the best thing that can happen, so I guess I just have to suck it up. Trying to think of the best way exactly to do this. If I boost you, I can get rid of that bones. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way. I was debating if I should boost the Hissing Ring and get 3 poison on him, but I kind of like taking no damage this turn. No damage other than having the Plague. Let's Still don't like the plague. Let's do that. So that is sufficient to kill the imp because that'll be 4 because he's a full, plus this is 1, which means the only damage coming at my monk will be this giant bite. But that's 6 damage. He's got 7 hit points. He'll have 1 shield because of this. Should be fine. I'm going to take this 3 damage and I'm going to reroll both of those. If I can get... Darn it. I was hoping for the Cruel, because at this point Cruel will actually happen to the Rotten, and boosting the Cruel sounded very appealing to me. I'll just have to do this instead. So now the Rotten is going to die. We can see he's flashing red, so as long as I keep my armor alive, I do this with no deaths. Of course, I can just say I'm done rolling and stab you with pretty much anything. Doesn't matter. Enhanced Wand, replacing the top side with Shield 1 single use perma boost. Perma boost is +1 to all pips this fight. That's pretty cool. It is a little bit unwieldy. It sacrifices a whole side for it. +1 pip to the left, much more straightforward. Who would be the recipient of perma boost? Probably the armorer. Or maybe the assassin. Who would I want to permanently boost? The gladiator is pretty cool with the hissing ring. Same with the assassin, being able to have the 5 rule. Really, most of these guys could benefit pretty strongly from a perma boost. Soldier kind of weak, but still. Permanently boosting the armor as well would actually be kind of cool, because then these would become 2 and 3 boosts. Although I don't think we've seen either of these since we got the citrine ring. And then just +1 to the left side. Again, just the boring version of that, I guess. Let's take it and just try to roll it, you know? See what happens. So these Cyclops normally, they have this little eye pip in the middle of things, but because we have the curse that gives them +1 hit points, they're just a little bit cross-eyed. If you can be cross-eyed with one eye. The fun thing about them is if you blind their eye, they are stunned this turn, similar to some of the other things that we've seen that stun, like the Whiz. I don't like that there's 2 of them at once. That feels a little bit painful, but it's not a big deal. I say that because nobody's dying this turn, so what's it matter? Okay, a little bit heavier on defense than I normally like for turn 1, but again, who cares? Go ahead and mitigate that damage. I'm satisfied with this. So one thing I don't want to happen is this Cyclops to be poisoned to become blind, because that means that it effectively does nothing for me. He'll no longer be stunned when the turn starts again, so I really don't want to waste that. I'm going to take this. It looks like... Oh, never mind. I was going to say that if I put it on the monk, I'll hit both, but it's actually the armorer who's getting hit by both of them. It's a little bit hard to tell when you have heroes with the same color as each other. We might be seeing our first death. Let's see. You're stunned. Okay, we're fine. I'm going to go ahead and boost this. Do that. Stab you. Oh, wait, is this going to be double? It is. Okay, so that guy's just dead. I don't feel like backing all that out. Nobody's dying. I think I could have had better shields here. The monk was shielded when he probably didn't need to be. Let's see. If I take... We can do better. Maybe. Okay, so 5 damage blinds him, so he's not going to do any damage. I don't care about shields at all. What did I just say? Halfway. And the rest of the way. Okay, watch this. Dead. And another level up. Okay, so Barbarian. That's a lot of pain that I have nothing to mitigate, and he also has 10 damage death. Death, I die. Don't love it in this specific party lineup. I have done just beautiful things with the Barbarian before. I don't feel like I can counter the fact that the Barbarian will die instantly with these exact heroes. That being said, Stoic is interesting. He's got a ton of health, which means that stun, pretty useful for him. He can basically stun most guys who aren't bosses, assuming he's got a decent amount of his health remaining. This hand, little bit, not confusing per se, but I have been fooled before where I think I've rolled a better hand, but I haven't because 3, 2, 1. I don't pay attention as much as I should. Strongly leaning towards Stoic for the same reasons we didn't take the weaker version of the Barbarian before. Who deserves this? If I... Oh, actually, it pretty much has to be you. Or I break up this nonsense. Okay, so these nulls are a bit of a problem. They have this 1 here, which has a ton of meaning. It means that they basically need to be hit by something that does at least 2 damage or nothing happens at all. If you do a singular damage in a strike, they don't care. This 2 exclamation mark flees if the adjacent enemy is attacked or overkilled by 2 or more. Sometimes very useful. The fact that I have these nulls here is probably going to mean that's not going to happen. I suppose I could hit the middle bandit for a ton and chase off the other 2. We'll see. The nulls hitting for as much as they do is a little bit of a problem. This will exert them, which means they won't do anything turn 2, basically. I think I'm going to go ahead and stun somebody and just turn off whatever damage they think they're going to do to me. Love that for me. Nobody's dying. I'll be a little bit risky. Definitely love that. So I can engage hit 2 people. One of these for 4. And by 4 I mean 8. Let's think about this. That sets me up to do a scare next turn because I feel like I can boost or get the 3 sword and kill this guy, which would be a 2 overkill to scare these guys off. I do like that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. Do that. Shield you because you're low, and then stop that damage entirely. Why did I pick him? Wait, let's think about that. Versus you, who go to the Stoic. Or even somebody else entirely. Is it worth stopping a poison? Probably not. I feel pretty confident that we can finish this quickly. I'm gonna keep the Stoic's health just so I can make sure that I can keep stunning people if necessary. Or redirect onto the Stoic, if that's what it takes. So we're looking for at least 3 damage to hit this guy with, because that'll be wonderful. That's plenty. So none of these bandits are going to do anything because they're all going to run away like chickens. This guy's not doing anything. If I can get 2 damage, I can get rid of that guy, which is what just happened. So this should be a no damage turn as far as incoming damage, assuming I can remember what in the hell I just said, which is a big ask. Okay. Really liked how that boost worked out. This guy might just run. Haha! Victorious. Alright, both of these are good. 2 reads, 1 pip to all even sides, or ornate hilt. Self-shield to all damage. So if I had picked the Barbarian, this would have been perfect. Kind of forgot that I might get an item that fixes all my problems. Admittedly, did not think of that. So an extra pip to all evens would be pretty awesome on the Assassin. It would do something on the Stoic, but not much. And if I could squeeze it onto the Gladiator, I could do something, because all of these are 2s, which is, you know, the thing that matters. But I really do like having these ranged. I feel like that's very powerful. Poison at range, probably going to come in handy at some point. Let's go ahead and get 2 reeds and stick it on the assassin. Now look at these lovely numbers. Isn't that great? Okay, so speaking of ranged, these chickens are incredibly obnoxious if you don't have range because they move back each turn if you do damage to them. So if you can't follow up with a ranged attack, there's a good chance they're just going to take a little bit of damage and then hide, essentially. We also have a troll who's going to keep regenerating health. Honestly, he kind of has low pips, so I'm not terribly worried about him. Don't love poison. Everything he does is cleave, which is frustrating, but hopefully we can take out a Ka first off. Alternatively, being able to stun him with the Stoic might be the way to go. Obviously, we have to do at least 1 damage to him first, at minimum, before that can fly, because he's got 16 hit points, and my Stoic's only got 15. But let's see what happens. Don't love any of this, to be honest. Kinda weak. That's good. That's decent. I might have killed somebody though. Who's killing my soldier? Let's see. Is that everybody? The lines are so hard to tell. It looks like both Kas. Okay, so if we can kill the top Ka. Okay, my soldier lives and I'm incredible. But let's back that up because I think that this has a lot of merit. I'm actually going to do that. Now, is it worth taking damage on my Stoic like that by taking some of this? This is only a 1 shield, which is very low. I could do like that. Or I can use the fact that the Stoic has a bunch of hit points and say, it's fine. Being able to stun somebody with a ton of hit points doesn't really matter. Honestly, I'm not terribly worried at this point. The first Ka went down very easily. I'm gonna go ahead and dodge. Actually, I'm a little bit worried. This has to be against the troll. That's not very helpful. Poisoning the troll sounds pretty great because that basically just counters his regen entirely. I'm gonna kill the Ka. Protect my one of the 2 guys taking 2 damage. We'll decide later. Whoops. Kinda clean. Oh no, I took a whole 1 damage and now he's poisoned for 2, a net 2. He took 3, whatever. I like what I'm seeing here. 2 damage is the most you can do other than poison. I'll go ahead and take it. I can do so much better than just 4, by which I mean I could do 6 or 4 poison. Gonna go ahead and reroll that. It feels a little bit wrong, but I'm totally safe to try. But I will not try twice, because I don't want to get stuck with one of the sides that does exactly nothing. I guess it's just the 1. Whatever, I'm gonna not. Okay. Pow. Pow. I am stupid. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, I meant to do everything in that order. Victory F. Alternate random items. I don't know what that means. Is that something I have on my phone? Do you have to turn that on? What does that mean? Is that when it's like, oh, it'll auto random generate an item, but only sometimes? But that item is always like random something to the right side? I don't know what that means. Anyway, we got another stun opportunity. We have this, which is very fun when it pops off. 2 damage steal. Steal is +1 pip for each shield I have. If you can shield the bash, you can do kind of a crap ton of damage. Also, I'm noticing who I'm fighting. Let's keep talking about not that. 7 damage exert. Exert we kind of mentioned before. You're tired next time. Very frustrating. If you're looking at statistics, it kind of means that this is like, what, 3.5 damage or something, because you're kind of skipping your next turn. Meanwhile, we are offered Cleanse. Do like Cleanse, giving up the armor's boost. Well, we were always going to have that opportunity. Here's more Exert. This double use shield, pretty cool. Being able to spread around who you're shielding is very nice. Similarly, Cleansing Shield. You don't quite get the same targeting precision. This could be like the top and bottom with double use. This is always going to be 3 guys in a row. I do like Stalwart. Just seems very strong. Giving up armor is sad. Bash is good too. Oh, what a choice. We're looking at the tier 3 heroes at this point, so they're all, in theory, pretty good. I feel like Stalwart's more consistent in terms of what you can do, though. So we're going to do that. Now, who gets the toys? That's the question. Let's say... 2 damage is kind of weak at this point, so let's do that. Ooh, I kind of like this. Because that 1 shield felt bad. To be honest, it felt really bad. 2 shield is not exciting. I'm not going to write any poems about 2 shield, but... at least it's 2 instead of 1. Okay, Tarantus is going to kill me. I thought I was kind of cool up until now. I hate Tarantus. This is a problem, especially because the spiders are 5 health instead of the traditional 4. Nobody's dying. I'm gonna kill one with this and then feel bad about it. That's decent. Not amazingly decent, but it's decent. Okay, here we go. I'm thinking. So, I don't like how much poison is coming into my Stoic. Why did I do that? There we go. From the spider that I can get rid of, and Tarantus, which I cannot get rid of. Stoic has the health to make this fine. But I don't want to have to... Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I get rid of poison. I hit you for 4 just because I have to do damage to you at some point. And I make you... oh, actually just killable. Okay. You know what? That wasn't a bad turn, I say. And we're going to ignore how much poison is on my Stoic. I can't do anything about it at this point. I do have a Cleanse Shield, which would fix that problem, but... I'm sweepy. 5 damage is the biggest damage you can do, other than getting a Poison Face, which is very nice. I'm gonna... ooh, that's very weakened. And Stun is nowhere near in sight. I'd have to do 11 damage to Tarantus to get the stun. So this is probably not gonna matter. My Stoic's pretty much just sitting this turn out. I'll grab it just in case something crazy happens, but I don't think it's possible. Poison. Stab. Are you at half? No. Something crazy almost happened. Okay, I don't love that my Stalwart's dying, but there's literally nothing I can do about that. I might have screwed myself here. I might should have gone for more shields. Except I don't think I was even offered any, was I? Nope, I had 2. I could have grabbed a 2 shield or a 2 shield. Either which would have saved him. Whoops. I did not account for the fact that my primary shield was exerted when I started those rolls. Now we're looking at some trouble here. My soldier is going to die. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh well. Okay, so watch what happens here. I think I still... oh hey, I've unlocked Thimble. That's cool. Don't oops me. Anyway, essentially Tarantus will always kill someone when you get Tarantus down to under 10 health. You just lose your top guy. There are a couple of things you can do about it. I can't do them with this team. Iron Crown. Great Heroes only. 4 pips to left. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Or add Cleave to the middle. Let's look. 4 pips to left would be very nice here. do absolutely nothing to this stun. Completely not related. I've already forgotten the other one. Cleave to the middle. Adding cleave to the hissing ring sounds pretty cool. I couldn't be ranged if I do that though. I could put the ranged on the soldier. I don't think I've ever actually made use of ranged here, to be honest. What did I just say? Yeah, okay, cleave to the ring would be nice. Or I could have a 3 cleave with the soldier, which is pretty powerful. Or a 3 cleave here. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of cleave opportunity. I do like cleavage. Let's see. Who actually should have that? Let's do... I really do want it on one of these poisons, but I kind of don't want to break up either of these situations I have with the other items. This is not particularly helpful at this point. I'm thinking that. And the order of these items doesn't matter. Right? No, that does nothing. Okay. Yeah, there's only 2 item slots, so I can't do anything extra there. And of course, these guys have no blanks. So this is just going to be benched for now, this being the wrist blade. Okay, Basilisk is annoying, Demon can be very annoying, and Wiz can be very annoying. So let's just see. You can see that the 2 guys who died last time are on half hit points because that's how that works. Unfortunately, I don't have a healer, and it looks like they do. Wiz is about to heal everyone for 3, unless I stun him with that. I might just kill the Wiz, actually. I am looking at the fact that my gladiator is going to die if I don't do something, though. The shield is insufficient, unfortunately. It'll block these 3 overkills, but he'll still be... Oh, wait, but he's going to shield himself for 2, so we're fine on him. Soldier can do 3 damage to probably the demon. And I'll leave the Basilisk for as late as I can, because while it's annoying... This part here, this on-hit of turning the attacking side to stone to kind of replicate the folklore of a Basilisk turning you to stone, infuriating. I do have a 3 cleanse that will kind of fix that, but yikes. Am I okay with this doing damage? I kind of would like to stun one of these guys if that's possible. It is not. Alright. Oh, he just exploded. Okay. Actually, that does kind of change what I want to do. I forgot that that would be sufficient to kill the Wiz. For some reason, I was thinking that he'd have 1 hit point left. I'm good at math. So that actually worked out great because I was able to attack the Basilisk without being turned to stone. Because the fact that this is ranged, you avoid on-hit passives. Are there enough pop-ups open to trace what's happening? So this on-hit passive did not apply to my gladiator. It would apply to everyone else, though, so what I'm going to do is attack the demon and just take a total of 3 damage from both these guys, which, pretty good turn 1, considering there was a Wiz at the start of this, and there's not now. So this, kind of weak now, because I can't use Engage. I think I'm going to keep moving on from that. The ability to stun either of these jokers, very appealing. That'll save both my guys who are in danger, so I don't have to worry about them this turn. Perma boost? Kind of feels like we're late in the game for a perma boost, honestly. I know it's only turn 2. I feel like I'd rather just do damage. Maybe I'm not smart enough to use boost in 9 out of 10 circumstances, but the ability to do damage just appeals to me too much to skip it. I'm gonna take... Wait. Either shield, actually, would be better than the cleansing shield. I don't need it right now. Okay. Who's more annoying? 2 damage to the top 3 or 2 damage to everyone? That's a pretty easy choice, honestly. We're gonna range attack the Basilisk because it doesn't matter. That shield means nothing to me. So not the most exciting turn, but it was very clean. Nobody took damage. Nobody took bad status effects. We're going to grab that again to keep doing damage to the Basilisk. I'm going to stun the demon so he doesn't summon an imp, because why should I have to deal with an imp when I don't have to? No bad status effects are going out, so I don't really care about this cleanse. Going to reroll. Again with the perma boost, I'm just not... Alright, let's see what we can do with the perma boost. I'm going to give you a 3, and then you are going to do that. I'm going to range attack you, and I'm going to stun you, and then I'm going to block all the damage that you're doing. Basically, I'm the winner, is what we're saying here. That kills the Basilisk. This poisons the demon. This does... who cares? Big hit. Okay, so once again we have a little bit of a special thing. Must remove my dice damage. That just means that I can't poison him, basically. That's the only reason that applies, but... Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I read it and then immediately confused it for the slate because reading, comprehension, and retention is hard. Okay, soldier for a leader. I do really like this thing. Target hero can use their dice again. Basically, it means that if you roll that, you get to do 2 awesome things in a turn instead of just 1. It also means that your best side is having someone else do their best side again, which is kind of questionable in terms of like the action economy, I guess. Double Shieldsmith, pretty cool. We've already given that up once though, so who cares? 2 damage duplicate. Copy this onto all allied sides this turn. That's kind of cool because it means that if you roll this and a pile of garbage, everyone can do 2 damage, even if they rolled like an X or something. Which, you know, that's a bunch. That's 10. But eccentric, kind of neat because his faces are kind of where they normally wouldn't be most of the time. This leftmost side is your best. His best is on the rightmost, 2 damage descend. Instead of the normal fork, which is a 3-prong, his is 2. So it has 2 guys. I'm assuming that's the reason the icons are like this. I appreciate it regardless. One cool thing about cleave damage that we haven't really hit is that if someone is on the back row and you hit the dude next to them, they still take cleave damage even though they're on the back row. So they're not directly targetable, but you can indirectly target them with stuff like this. And I'm seeing a group with 3 Kaws and thinking, hey, maybe I fork them over. That being said, let's look at who we'd be replacing. We'd be replacing this lovely setup with the Gladiator, but we can stick these same rings on the eccentric and kind of be awesome, to be honest. Having these be ranged would be very flexible. 4 damage, 4 damage, 4 damage, fork? Yes, please, plus the knife. Wouldn't even be a trade for the knife, you just get it. Versus this, honestly, I want the guy who's wearing the funnel. That feels right, like the right move to me. So let's do the exact same item situation. Being able to stick the wrist blade on him actually would be kind of cool, but I feel like we're making the right choice. Okay, so once again, we also have a Fanatic who's going to be hurting himself. He's doing the least damage possible. Is that sufficient to kill a Ka? Probably. Do I want to, though? So 6 and 4. Yeah, that'd kill a Ka. This would almost save both of my guys who are dying. If I kill a Ka, whoops, hang on. That would do as well. I could also use that and save my guys who are dying. Oh, should we just take the guaranteed damage, or should I roll for fork? Everyone's gonna live unless I just badly mathed, so we should be able to do that. And I'm actually going to do this because that seems right to me. Who? You. Wait. Well. Hold on. There we go. That's pretty evenly distributed. I'm not really talking a lot about how I do shielding because honestly, I kind of don't know how I do shielding. I throw out shields and people don't die, or they do die, and I adjust accordingly. Okay, let's slow down for a second and think about this. I can kill that Ka, which saves my assassin. Wait, does it? Yes. Yeah. He's doing 7. He's doing 7. I take a 7 away. His 5 over is not 5 over anymore. And that's how you do basic math. This actually double saves him, doesn't it? Yeah, because this is going to be engaged. Okay. Which means that, okay, I win at the end of this turn regardless of what else happens. Unless I failed that basic math that I just mentioned. I'm the best. Ooh. These are both very cool. So we haven't seen Cantrip yet, but it's possibly my favorite thing, even though it can completely screw you over sometimes. Cantrip to the 2 right sides. Ooh. I might have to rearrange how my eccentric works. Or I have Horus 1 pip to all sides. So Cantrip fires immediately if you roll it, but you still get to use it again. So it's at least double use, but you don't get to aim the first one. Having that here and being able to do 4 damage, potentially at range, or 4 and also 4 more damage, potentially at ranged, that seems really good to me. Let's do that. Timestone almost feels like... What did I just do with the shirt? Oh, I switched them. I didn't mean to switch it. Timestone almost feels like it was made for the eccentric just because it's the 2 right sides. There's obviously much better or other viable things you can do. The armor that we had earlier with the Timestone would be boost on Cantrip, which that's awesome. Basically, you just randomly get shields and boosts on people, and then you get to do it again if you keep that. Clearly amazing. If we can get the assassin, that guy, like what we did before when we saw the Wiz, that's incredible. Who's killing the assassin? The Spiker is, but we could also kill or incapacitate the troll and save the assassin. Or we can keep this and save the assassin. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, well, not my favorite hand, but it all works out in the end. The Spiker's annoying because he does damage when you hit him. So on hit, damage attack for 2. 2s add up pretty quickly. I know I was a little bit cavalier with the Imp a while ago. The Imp's just 1. The 2s could be a problem. And we've got a new problem. What is... The new problem is that I have to read. Oh, interesting. So this guy, descend cantrip range, 3 keywords. Yes, lovely. Kind of want to poison the snot out of somebody, honestly. So we rolled this cantrip. That was very nice. Do I want to use it again, or do I want to keep rolling for something? We have a 1 in 2 chance of getting another cantrip, or another side to fire, possibly a cantrip. Or we can just take the guaranteed 4 damage to both of them and keep going with our lives. I kind of want to do that, honestly. I'm not feeling very brave. If I can get a stun, that would be fantastic. I did not, because why would I? That's going to go there. So if we put all our poison on the troll, he's dead. I think that's what the... Ooh, actually, this is going to cleave... Okay, luckily I had that shield. Why did I have that shield? Nobody knows. I was wrong about the troll being dead, actually. Oh, but the Spiker's gonna die from cleave, so... I definitely thought that all through very cleanly, very accurately, and no one can say otherwise. Anyway, I got a nose. That's fun. So here we have the final boss. It's possibly the easiest one. It's so easy that the game designer threw in an archer and a Ka because it was too easy without just random stuff happening. Dragons, chickens, and archers, in my mind, don't tend to hang out together. I guess they're fake, so they don't tend to hang out with anybody. This is the second time we've been offered a bash instead of a soldier, if I remember correctly. Stun on a boss fight, not amazingly exciting. It's probably all gonna come down to if the stoic can stun somebody, but not terribly exciting just because the odds of you stunning the boss seem low. The boss has a ton of hit points. But similarly, rampage on a boss fight doesn't seem particularly exciting. Either way, we're offered a singular steel damage thing. That's kind of fun. Completely meaningless, but kind of fun. I love rampage normally. It's not gonna matter here. I can almost guarantee it. Kind of want to go for the heavy hit that is the bash. Those hammers could do some serious damage to the dragon. Let's do that. Are these useful anywhere else? Oh boy. Honestly, it kind of feels like they're not. This should have gone here a long time ago, by the way. I can actually, this is useful again. That's something. I'll be sad if I rely on that, but that's something. Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like this cleanse shield is still better than the poison ring, especially because I do have poison from the assassin. Cleave poison, no less. And I just don't feel like... You know what? Let's keep it and just see what happens with that being on the bash like that. Here we go. So I've got two guys dying. Not the best thing in the world. Ooh, I got an achievement. That's fun. Golden D6. What? Change all sides. Oh, that's cute. So, that's kind of neat. It doesn't save my two guys, though. So, perhaps... Actually, would it? This would kill the archer if I stuck it on the Ka. Because it's got the cleave. So that would save my assassin by the skin of his teeth. If I keep this, it'll save the eccentric. Oh boy. We're gonna... Okay. Not the best thing in the world, I'll be honest. Actually, wait, hang on, I'm thinking again. Maybe I should boost the assassin. Get a ton of poison to happen. A ton being, you know, one more. And we're just gonna see if we can get through this. So I really would like the cleanse shield. The cleanse shield would be great. Is that all incoming poison? It is all incoming poison. My assassin is safe. My stalwart's about to get completely toasted by poison, though. And unfortunately, it's looking like there's nothing I can do about it. Because that's 24 hit points. I cannot stun him. That would be not how that works. Okay, this is not the best thing that could have happened. I can do that. And I think I'm gonna. Having everyone be alive is incredible in this game, in the sense that it's more people who can take damage if there's direct damage going out, and it's more people who can possibly do something, which is obviously very important. So I definitely can't stun this time either. We're looking a little bit in trouble. This is 4, that's 7, so that's 11 damage. If I can squeeze out 5 more, I win, and if I can't, I think someone's gonna die. Hey, guess what? Whack, whack, whack. So anyways, that was how Slice of Dice goes. I've played this game a lot, so to be honest, if I hadn't been able to do this, I'd feel pretty stupid. but that was technically hard, so that's fun. Well, I'm probably going to do this again because I'm enjoying recording this. We'll see what happens. Bye!